In 2002, a pension scandal rocked Milwaukee County. The guy who had the job before me tried to grab millions of dollars for himself and his friends. At the time, Tonette and I were angry, just like everybody else who learned about this. In fact, the more we learned, the more angry we got. But at the time, we just let it sit there. Not long after that, I was traveling to Madison as part of a carpool with lawmakers from throughout the area, and that particular day I was driving, so I reached down and turned on the radio. Much to my surprise, the guy on the other end talked about how Scott Walker should run for county executive. Well, to the others in the carpool, they asked, "What do you think?" I said, "Absolutely not. The last place anybody wants to be is amongst a bunch of angry people." And so we left it there. Well, again, something amazing happened. You know, the folks that were angry about this started a recall, and they were told they needed to collect 73,000 signatures in 60 days. Well, not hundreds, not thousands, but tens of thousands of ordinary people did an extraordinary thing. They stood up and took their government back. In less than 30 days, they collected more than 150,000 signatures. It was at that moment I realized the real emotion on display in my county wasn't just about anger. You see, if it had been about anger, it would have been about people checking out or moving out or giving up. But instead, what happened was really amazing. You saw people standing up shoulder to shoulder, neighbor to neighbor, and saying, "We want our government back." And in doing so, the real emotion on display was about hope. Today, I see a lot of the same emotions on display here in Wisconsin and all across our great country. Obviously, there's a lot of reasons to be angry. When you see the record budget deficits at both the state and at the federal level, when you see the excesses that are part of the stimulus package or the Obamacare, or even back here at home in Wisconsin, when you see the unbelievable amount spent on the boondoggle that some call high-speed rail, there are plenty of reasons to be angry. But instead, I see hope in Wisconsin. As I travel the state from one end to the other, many times there are 2 or 3 or 4 times as many people at events as we've ever seen before. And so many of them, so many of the people coming out are people who tell me they've never been involved before. This is a first time for them, but they realize too much is at stake not to get involved in the game. 8 years ago, I stood up and led a grassroots movement to take back our county government, and take it back we did indeed. Today, I stand ready to lead a similar movement, a movement we call a brown bag lunch movement here in Wisconsin. If you're ready to join our cause, I invite you to lift up your bag and join us as we move forward to take back this great state of Wisconsin.